Okay, so what emotion does to a scene is emotion will inform the scene, and emotion is the undercurrent of the scene. Now, we have to first establish very clearly, and this is something I've discovered with a lot of hard work. Um, Look, there is emotions and there are feelings. Feelings are going to be inclinations. Emotions are going to be the context that are going to be the context that the scene rides upon. Now, an emotion might be the same name as a feeling, but the action within us is different. An emotion is not going to be fleeting. What we want to do in acting is we want to be able to work in the subtext of the scene where we've activated the emotion. So the reason why we want emotions in acting is we want to be able to expand and have an undercurrent in our acting work, which we can achieve using different processes. And there's many different processes to be able to achieve emotion. As long as the emotion is activated, it matters. If the emotions are not activated, we can do all the preparations that we want to on emotions, and they're not going to make a difference to the scene because we can leave the emotions outside of our acting scenes, and or we can leave the emotions outside of the work. And a lot of times when we're dealing with emotions in acting, you see, emotions are so vital. And the difference between the emotions and feelings are the biggest distinctions of what people do all the time. And I've seen over 8,000 acting classes, and I have seen over and over and over. And when I'm teaching, I'll catch people and stop them. It depends on what they're working on, if they're how sincere they are with what they're working on, if they're working on several elements at once in acting, or if they're working on just one element. And if it's the right timing, I will say, look, you're not doing, you're getting a feeling, you're not actually getting an emotion. You're getting an inclination. You're getting an inclination towards your acting scene. You're not actually getting an emotion towards your acting scene. Now, this means that they're actually not deep enough in their work. They haven't activated enough. They do. It's true. They have a stimulation, but the stimulation is only fleeting. It is only something that is more superficial. Then, when you work with that just past the superficiality, when you got an inclination, you have a tingling sensation that you've got some sort of a feeling. You think that that's going to be able to carry through an emotion in a scene, but it's not. You want to be able to have an acting scene have emotion that rides all the way through. And that's very achievable if you line up your work the right way to be able to do it. So emotions in acting are not feelings in acting. And that's the biggest thing to understand about emotions. So you need emotions in your acting. And I have a emotions book, and check out my other books, activities books, and this and that, because I'm wanting to make sure that people have the wider range of emotions and they're going past their feelings to be able to have the emotions activated. Now, activating an emotion could happen in there's at least a dozen different really solid ways to be able to activate emotions for your acting, and it could be any process of which you're able to activate the emotion at a level where it's actually activated, and you're able to then bring that in, and yet still be able to receive the acting circumstance or the imaginary circumstance and the actual other actor. Now, if it's too heavy for you, if you're bringing in an emotion and yeah, you go through it and you're not having a feeling, you're getting an emotion, and the emotion's really deep, then all of a sudden you get the emotion up and the emotion's there and you've got the emotion, and then it's just so deep you can't really take in the other actor. That's when you've gone really deep. And that's actually a good experience to have, so you know how to gauge yourself to be able to know when you're able to gauge your own intensity, because you want to be able to be lucid enough and willing enough to be able to still work with the emotion where you're able to allow the other to change you. Now, this is critical. This is very key. You've got to be able to do your acting in every single aspect, where even if you know the final outcome, the man gets the woman gets the man, you know the end of the scene, whatever the situation is, you've got to still be able to have a journey where the other actor is affecting you. So you can't just show up all lovey-dovey and think that that's going to be the end of the scene. It's not. You've got to go a journey, so the acting goes on a journey and the audience goes on a journey. You've got to be able to you can't just show up angry because you know you're going to go through a divorce. You've got to be able to, you could show up angry because you've got a divorce circumstance, but the essence of making a divorce scene so good in acting would be that it hits one an emotion. You're not just showing up because you have a feeling that you don't that you have a disagreement. You're actually having an emotion that you have a disagreement in the circumstance. Then if it's a scene where you've got a divorce, you want to be able to show up with an intensity, but you want to be able to still be lucid enough so that the other actor changes your journey to the outcome. So let me repeat this. We're going to be able to achieve acting when we are lucid enough with our emotion, that we're one, hitting an emotion. We're not just going on a feeling. We are going into an emotion where an emotion is deep enough and deeply rooted enough in us that it's not going to leave us when we're doing interaction with another actor. However, we're still going to be in a situation where the other actor is going to affect us, and our how the other actor affects us is going to be it's going to be a thing that's going to be mind blowing to us, because we're not going to simply expect that the other actor, we don't know what the other actor is going to do. Maybe the other actor does something that we like and we're in the middle of a divorce scene. Well, the best thing to do is respond to it. Well, you really like what the other actor is going to do. They're doing something that you really like. However, you're still in a situation where it ends up leading to a divorce. And the audience wants to be able to take that journey with us. So that is how to be able to, in a very short amount of time, to be able to figure out how to be able to put emotion into your acting and do it with quite a lot of spontaneity.